Hello and welcome to this week's Monday Night Conversation. My name is Annika and I'm the founder here at Mummy Made This, a company I founded in 2020 to inspire creative play in children and help make parents' lives that little bit easier in this parenting journey that we are all on. This week, I'd love to explore with you the topic of timeouts. So, do you believe in them? Do you have them in your house, or are you vehemently against them? Um, do they work for you, or do you think they are just the wrong way to go about disciplining your child? Timeouts, as I have learned over the last couple of weeks, are a hugely controversial subject. Until I looked into it for this week's Monday Night Conversation, I hadn't really realized just how controversial. But I guess it makes a lot of sense. So lots of things that are to do with our children are highly personal, as we all know, and they can cause really strong reactions in us and in those around us, particularly when it's about our kids and emotions. Um, yeah, and that core value of doing the right thing for your kids, whatever that might be. And I remember the same certainly being true for things like breastfeeding or not breastfeeding, having a dummy or not having a dummy, teaching to how you teach children to sleep through the night, or maybe not teaching to sleep through the night, food choices and our discipline as well. So I guess everything or many things to do with our kids are very personal, and they run deeply, don't they, in terms of the the feelings that we have behind that. So, which makes sense. So today for me is all about sharing with you the way that I try and do things in our house and what does and doesn't work for us. Like with any of the other subjects like breastfeeding and so on, it's about sharing views and respecting others' views as well, and other people's ways of doing things. It's certainly not about a right or wrong way. It's just sharing the way I've been dealing with this. And for me, it's also always about sharing new ideas with each other so that we can learn from each other as parents, because nobody teaches you how to parent, do they? And it's actually one of the most rewarding, but also one of the hardest things I've ever done. So I really like this idea of having a like-minded community of people that are in the same boat, that face the same kind of problems, and that are there to reach out to each other and start that two-way conversation and build that community. And that's why I have created a Facebook community, as many of you will know, to complement our Monday night conversations and to be able to start more of a two-way conversation. And yeah, I invite you to join the group. It is under Mummy Made This community on Facebook, or you can find it as a blue link at the top right hand corner of my website. So if you go to www.mummymadethis.co.uk, in the top right hand corner, you will see a blue link for you to follow and join the Facebook group. So back to timeouts. What are they? They are something that was created in the 1950s as an alternative to hitting children. That was very popular at the time. And the term was initially coined by psychological therapist Arthur Statz. The idea, many of you will know, especially those that watch Super Nanny, she tends to teach this to parents. The idea is that you remove your child from whatever activity they're doing where they're showing unhelpful behavior, and you put them in a quiet place by themselves with no distractions so that they can calm down. The parent stops giving them attention, and the idea is that by taking all attention away from them, and from the negative behavior in particular, you gradually teach your child over time to stop this behavior. And the time that the kids are placed on that seat or in that spot, in that quiet spot, so the timeout that they are placed in is limited, and it's a short period of time, normally no more than 1 minute per year of your child. So if it's your child is 3, it'd be 3 minutes. But then in 2014, an article was published in Time magazine that was titled "Timeouts Are Hurting Your Child" by Dr. Daniel Siegel and Dr. Tanya Payne Bryson. And they talked about how timeouts can create a sense of isolation and abandonment in the children, and that what they're really being taught is that when they face tricky, big feelings, the parents abandon them and leave them alone to deal with those feelings by themselves, rather than being there to go through that with them. So when I read this article initially, my eldest was born in 2013, so it came out shortly after that. I certainly remember feeling very confused and worried. I certainly didn't want to harm my children and make them feel abandoned in a time of their need, as it were, when they needed me to help them navigate these strong and tricky feelings. And I guess it also made me think, when I have like big, strong feelings as an adult, sometimes if my husband turned around and said to me, well, go sit in that corner, I don't want to hear from you until you've calmed down, that would certainly make me even more angry, and make me feel really misunderstood and not particularly, well, certainly not seen or heard or respected or loved or any of those things. So I guess with that in mind, I also thought, oh, I'm not sure that's the right thing for me to do. And I completely respect that each parent needs to find out what works best for them. And for some, timeouts work a treat, and I respect that completely. But I know that for me, that didn't feel right. And so for me, as I grow and learn, I have been trying to find a way to help my children calm down and connect with them, even in those tricky situations. And I get it right sometimes, but I get it wrong other times as well, because I know certainly sometimes when they trigger massive feelings in me and I just get wound up and frustrated by whatever is going on with them, then that's not helpful either, because then if I lose the plot together with them, then that is not helpful to anybody. And in that case, maybe just having some quiet time to calm down would have been better. So I'm not saying yeah, one or the other is right. I'm just trying to share with you what I do in my house. So I felt very strongly that timeouts aren't for me, and I just can't marry that thought in my head that I'm abandoning my kids in the time of their need. But how do I help them without getting sucked into those big feelings and getting triggered? How do I stay calm myself so I can actually be helpful to them and help them calm down, rather than us both ending up being dysregulated? So what I try and do, we have tried a number of things. We Well, first of all, I look at them, I guess, and see, is something else going on? So are they bored? Are they tired? Are they hungry? Um, is it something physical? Are they cold, wet, miserable, that is actually making them really unhappy and and miserable? And those things, interestingly, then don't really trigger me, because I know how I can help them. I know that I can just stay calm and sort out whatever it is that they need, and I don't take it personally in that sense. It's when they get, especially my daughter, sometimes gets really angry and like hits when she hits her siblings, for example. She doesn't do it often, but sometimes that really gets me, and I have to remove her from the situation and then stay with her when she still is full of those really angry feelings and lashing out. And or for my oldest, it might be that they walk off and slam the door and shout or whatever. So those behaviors are much harder for me to stay calm and to stay in my good place. And I guess the one thing, my absolute favorite is, it's been in a book that I've been reading called Playful Parenting by an author called Cohen, and he talks about something called the meeting on the couch instead of a timeout. And what I love about this is that it's actually, you're not abandoning your child. You both send yourselves to this couch or whatever spot you choose, and you sit just in peace next to each other. Um, and anybody can call the meeting on the couch, like the parent can, or the child might say, I just need some time on the couch. And anything might happen once you're both on the couch. You might talk about the incident in that moment, or they might like spill the beans and talk about something else that's been bothering them, or you might just sit and be still for a while. And it's all about both, I guess, calming back down and getting back into a much better place to then be able to talk to each other. And when you really are calm, then you can briefly talk about the incident afterwards and say, oh, I really didn't like it when you were hitting your brother, me. um what was going on for you, or whatever. So I really, really like that, because it's a way to calm down, but it's a way of still remaining connected to your child. And the other one that I really like, is timeout originally is a term that was used in sports, or still is used in sports, when somebody needs to take themselves out of the game and stop the game and have a timeout. And I like doing that. So when I can feel I'm about to get triggered, say, by my children, or I'm getting really mad at the situation, the thing that's really helped me is to go, okay, guys, I am going to take myself for a timeout. I just need to step away for a minute. I need a couple of minutes to calm down and get back into my good place, and then I will be there for you again. And the bit there, I guess, that's really important is that I communicate to them that it's not, I'm not leaving them. I need to do this for me to calm down. The other ones, I guess, are things like prevent instead of punish. So, you know, when you are seeing that your kids are getting bored, play with them, do something fun, play I Spy, I don't know, give them something else to do when you're in the shop. I found this has been magic for me, rather than them all running off in all different directions and not listening. If I give them a specific job, like you go get the milk, you get the butter, you get this, they are all involved and they get up to far less trouble, and actually the shop is a lot more enjoyable, and yeah, we have a lot of fun. So give them something to do and prevent bad behavior, I guess, before it even shows up. Yeah, and I think finally for me is setting clear boundaries, and that's another one that's hard for me, so that the children know, well, a no is a no, and yeah, that's one that we're still learning in our house. And that when, you know, you as an adult need to step away and fill your own cup, take your own time out, or more longer term go, okay, I just need to, not in the heat of the moment, but more generally, more regularly fill your own cup, so that you can be in that good place and you're full of energy, and you can be there and be present for your children when they need to navigate tricky thoughts, tricky feelings rather. So that was really all I wanted to share on timeouts today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please join the Facebook community. As I say, it is there's a link on my webpage, www.mummymadethis.co.uk. And the top right hand corner is a blue link for you to click and just join us. I'd love to have that two-way conversation, to hear your thoughts on how do you deal with discipline in your household. If you've got younger children, do you use timeouts? Or if you've got older children, how do you deal with discipline issues there? Because that is the topic I'd love to talk to you about next week and explore a bit more. So what about discipline for older children? What do you do when they're tweens, preteens, or even teens? How do you deal with backtalk, walking off, slamming doors, or downright refusal to do as you ask, or the constant negotiation that we have in our house? Tune in to get some ideas on how to handle those tricky situations. I'm going to do some more research this week, and obviously share with you what works and doesn't work in our family. And sometimes one thing does and another thing doesn't, but it'd be great to continue the conversation and share amongst the community what works and what doesn't for the people. Let me know if you have any comments as we go. Share any other topic suggestions that you might have. Send me an email at annika@mummymadethis.co.uk, or respond to me on Instagram or Facebook at mummymadethis. If you've missed any part of the videos and you'd like to take a look, you can go to my YouTube channel at Mummy Made This, or you join the Monday night mailing list at www.mummymadethis.co.uk/Monday night. As every week, the blog that I write up after each Monday night conversation will be available on Wednesday evening. And if you'd like to receive the blog into your inbox, you can get the direct link at www.mummymadethis.co.uk/mailing list. That's all for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next Monday from 8 p.m. on Facebook or YouTube. Have a lovely week, everyone. Bye.